Okay. So guys, in let's talk about general network now. Leave it. I'll come to that AWS part later. So I think last class already I started about this public and private networks. So guys, if you take your home network, okay. So I do have. So generally I'll take one connection for my home purpose. Okay, so maybe from network provider, maybe Airtel, BSNL, Pathway. There are multiple providers. So if I take home connection, okay, so I'll get one IP by default, right? But in my home, I do have around 10 to 15 servers, maybe laptops, mobiles. How I am able to access my network, guys? How it is possible? Because I got only one IP address. All my laptops, all my devices also need one IP address. Actually, I got only one IP from network provider. But how I am able to access from this many networks? Maybe. So you can say like you connected that wired connection to your router. Your router is providing the IP address, but I got only one IP. Then how your router is providing this many IPs? Any idea, guys?
Or like subnetting or something.
Exactly. So yes. So guys, basically, so let's assume that this is your home. Okay, you got one router. You maybe take a connection. You connected to this router, guys. Basically, you have only one IP address. Assume that you do have number of devices, maybe mobiles, laptops. What is happening here, guys? In your router, subnet algorithm is there. That is one of the program, guys. Subnet is one of the network algorithm. What it will do, it will assign private IP addresses to your all boxes, all devices, guys. It doesn't matter. Maybe your laptop, mobile, so everywhere. Okay, so it will assign one IP addresses, some set of IP addresses. Okay, these IP addresses are called as private IP addresses. Whatever the IP you received from a network provider, so that is called as public IP address. So whenever I connected to Google, let's assume that this is my laptop. Whenever I opened google.com in my browser, so it will go to this router. This is my gateway, guys. For my network, this is my gateway. It will reach out here. So here, this public IP address will be replaced with my private IP address. It will go out to that Google network. And when it reaches to my network, it will come with my public IP address only. Once it reaches here, my request, so it knows it. Your router knows it. Which laptop requested that Google page. So from there, it will replace that private IP address and comes to this laptop. This is what public and private concept, guys. Why public and private require? So what is the purpose of private IP addresses means, guys? So first of all, you have to understand IP classes. So guys, there are five IP classes in your so in any network, guys. So there are 5 classes. So all over the world, only your network providers will use from these IP classes only. If you see your IP addresses, the ranges. So like generally A, B, C are from these ranges only your network providers will provide the IP address. D is for your subnet, maybe your gateway purpose, guys. So where this, if you see your IP addresses, maybe what is my public IP address? My public IP. Means the network provided IP, 223, guys. If you see class C network I am using now. So your network provider provided that. So guys, overall ABC hardly you have. If you see A 16 million means 1 crore 60 lakhs around. So again, class B means 65,000 IP addresses available. Class C means 254 available IP addresses. I mean authorized IP addresses. Okay, so out of 3 classes, hardly you have 1 crore 68 around 61 lakh something like that, guys. Hardly IP addresses. overall the world. Okay, so you have only 1 crore 60 lakhs change the number of IP addresses, the number of public IP addresses, guys. But in real time, so in a single company itself, let's take CTC company, CTS. In CTS company itself, they have 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs employees. They are working for different projects. In each project, again, you do have thousands of servers. See, how it is possible to get the public IP addresses overall. So our population itself around 600, 700 crores. If you take devices, mobiles, laptop, how many using internet? So definitely it would be around 1,000 crores. More than that, guys, including your servers, your EC2 instances, your servers everywhere. 1,000 crores, more than 1,000 crores. But how it is possible? Hardly 1 crore 60 lakhs IPs only available. So public IP address. That is where private concept comes into picture, guys. So your network providers, not your network provider. Maybe all over the world, actually only one provider. So they given franchises to our different providers. So they decided to go with subnet algorithm. I don't know who developed it, but somehow they developed the subnet algorithm. Okay. So what the subnet algorithm will do, whenever some network connected to the subnet, so it will reproduce more IPs based on the main network. Okay. So that is what subnet algorithm. That is where your laptops, your mobile devices are getting number of IP addresses. Again, guys, if you see in your home, hardly 10 to 15 IP addresses only. So it's not like you 30 members like are there in your home. 30 devices are there in your home. Okay, so you have to you cannot connect 30 devices, guys. 30 mobiles to your network because you are using home network. The capacity of your network will be hardly 10 to 15. Just a minute. Okay, so because of this main network range only, the number of IPs produced by your subnet will be depends, guys. Okay, so if you take your office, your organization, so they will take corporate connection, guys. Even the speed might be same, guys. Even for home connection also, you'll get 1 GB speed, maybe 10 Mbps speed, 100 Mbps speed, the same speed. In office also, you'll get the same speed only. But the thing is, they will take corporate connection. Corporate connection means they will get the range of this public IP will be huge. From one single public IP, the number of IPs, subnet algorithm will take this main network. So it will reproduce the number of IPs, more IPs. So guys, based on the main network range, you will get a number of private IPs. So based on that only, cost also will be depends. That is the reason corporate connection and home connection will be, the charges will be different, even though speed is same. Okay, so they will connect to switches, guys, in organization. It is also similar to your router. Only the thing is, it will be little bit when compared to router. It has a more functionalities. Again, that also has the subnet algorithm only. Okay, so that is what public and private. That is one of the use case. We don't have enough IPs in the market. Only 1 crore 60 lakhs IPs only available. That is the first thing. Second thing is, guys, in my home I do have 10 devices. Assume that. Generally, to connect to get the internet, I need 10 connections. Leave it about. Assume that you do have enough IP addresses. So I take 10 connections. How much I have to pay now? So for 10 connections, I have to pay. So, but if you go with public, this private concept, if you go with your Wi-Fi connection, what is happening? Only you are paying for one connection. Your subnet is reproducing the number of IPs. This is second advantages, guys. You are able to save your cost. In organization also, assume that 5,000 employees in one organization, maybe one premises, on premises. No need to take 5,000 internet connections. Hardly they will take 2 or 3 main subnet, maybe that corporate connections. So they will connect to their switches. From those switches only, you will get the number of IPs to your all customers. So you're paying only but 5 to 10 IP addresses, guys. 10 corporate IPs. You will get enough IPs. Your subnet will reproduce the IPs. That is what public and private concept, guys. Okay, the same concept we have in AWS also. So now let's talk about AWS. So this is your AWS, guys. Okay, so here also this is your main network. So this is called as VPC, guys. Your network name in your network component. Okay, the network range in AWS is called as VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. Okay, so obviously I need a subnet here also. This is your subnet. This is your subnet. So this is your AWS account. Okay, so this is your AWS account. So you have one network. So this is the range of your network. So VPC. Okay, so again, subnet means to reproduce the main number of IPs from this network. Okay, that is for subnet. So obviously, I need a gateway. So guys, if you take your EC2 instance, so these are your EC2 instances. So definitely, I need a gateway here also. This is your gateway. Okay, so for every network, one gateway should be there, guys. So here, my network has this gateway. So from this gateway only, you can enter into this network. You can again, whenever you open a google.com website, everything, it will go to this network. From here only, it will go outside. Okay, so only one difference between your home address and this AWS network means here every EC2 will have one public, one private, one public, one private. IP addresses, guys, I'm talking about. One public, one private. Here also. One public, one private. But here at your home, only private IP address. For your laptops, for your mobiles, only one IP will be assigned. Private, private, private. But in case of your AWS account, public and private both are allocating to your EC2 instances. Why public, why private? I will tell you guys. Actually, if you go with your home network, guys, if you go with your home network, actually nobody is connecting to your laptops. Nobody are connecting to your mobiles directly from outside, guys. Okay, whatever the IP addresses you are getting, private IP addresses, always everybody in the back end they will connect with public IP address only to you. Okay, you don't need any public IP address. Unnecessarily, you have to pay for that if you want to use public IP address. So that is the reason. So in a home network, you are not assigning any public IP addresses to your laptops and your desktops, maybe your mobiles and all. Not required at all. Only private IP address is enough. But here in this case, guys, in AWS account, your AWS is providing public. So actually, your network is providing private IP addresses to all your EC2 instances. This private network is there, right? Your subnet. Your subnet will allocate all the private EC2 instances private IP addresses based on this range. But your AWS is providing public IP addresses to all your EC2 instances. Public means publicly you can access this network, this EC2 instance. Okay, so why private is required then? Here public means so like you're able to, maybe this is my laptop. In this putty session, I'm able to give this public IP address and you're able to connect. So you're entering into this network over this gateway and entering into this so server. You're able to read this server, this server. That purpose public is required. But for internal communication, guys, so from this server to this server, definitely, guys, in real time, each server has dependency with some other, maybe each application. The application which is running here may have to talk with this application, guys. Maybe this database. So how they can communicate from each other? They won't talk with this public IP address. Internally, they will talk with this private because they're in a single network, guys. They're in a single network. They will talk with this private range only. So private is for internal communication purpose, guys, in your AWS. Public is for customer purpose. So how to get this network mean? So first VPC will be there. So then after subnet will be there. So again, gateway will be there for this network. This is what network concept in AWS, guys. So what is VPC? VPC nothing but virtual private cloud. To provide network to your EC2 instances, to provide internal communication to your EC2 instances, your services, you need VPC. VPC is not for public purpose, guys. Okay, VPC is not for public private. Your AWS account is providing IP addresses to your VPCs, your subnet, sorry, your EC2 instances. VPC is for internal communication purpose from one server to another server to make a communication. So we need a network that network is, so we are creating by using VPC. So again, VPC is the main network. Okay, for this for your AWS. Again, subnet is to reproduce the number of IPs. Always subnet will reproduce the number of private IP addresses, guys. It won't talk to public IP addresses. Always subnet is only for private ranges. Remember this. Okay, so your subnet will reproduce the IPs and assign it to all your EC2 instances. Again, directly I cannot create subnet. You should create VPC first. Always in my home also, first I am getting the main network. It doesn't matter whether it's a public or private, the main network. From that, I'm reproducing the IPs. Here also, from VPC, you're reproducing the IP address by using subnet. Again, why gateway is required? To enter into this network. To talk to these servers from outside, you need a gateway. So this is what, again, the network concept, guys. VPC, gateway, subnet, and one more thing, route table also. Route table means, guys, to reach out to this network. Okay, maybe the address. It's kind of an address, guys. Route table means routing table, route map for this network. Every network has one route table, guys. Not only AWS, even Google.com, Facebook.com, Twitter.com. Every network has one Google route table. Because of that route table only, you're able to reach out that network. Once you reach out there, by using that gateway for that network, you will enter into that gateway, into that network. So that is what, guys, in AWS, so we have, so if you talk about network concept, you have to know VPC, subnet, gateway, route table. 4 components you have to talk about that. So why we are talking about VPC? So again, guys, we can create multiple networks in a single AWS account. What is the purpose of multiple networks? So by default, you are not creating any network, guys. Already you have one VPC. So that VPC has subnet. Again, that subnet has gateway also, route table also. This network already has your subnet, route table, gateway. But why I need one more gateway? What is the purpose? Guys, the purpose is, like maybe sometimes assume that in my project, I do have multiple applications. So sometimes some applications are secured applications. I don't want to, maybe in a single account, I want to isolate my server securely. Okay, So I'll create one more network. All my that application related servers, I'll create in one more network in the same account. See, I can see all are in single account only, but they cannot talk to each other. Something like this. So this is your AWS account. This is your VPC, first VPC, second network, second VPC. Again, each VPC need minimum one subnet. Again, this is one more subnet. So again, this need a gateway. This also need gateway. Definitely every network need a gateway. So here you will have the servers. So maybe EC2 instances, servers are nothing but. So this VPC, this subnet will assign the private IP addresses to this EC2. This subnet will assign the private IP addresses to this. So guys, you cannot talk to each other. I mean, this EC2 cannot talk to this EC2 by default because they are in different network. Always, as I told you, your AWS servers will communicate with each other by using private IP addresses, but they are in different networks. So they cannot talk to each other. Okay, if they are in a single network, then only they can talk to each other. So why I need like this? Why I need a different networks? Because maybe sometimes your application team will ask you, I don't want to club my servers with the other network. I need a separate network. Okay, so they will ask you like that. So in that case, I have to create one more VPC with subnet, with gateway, route table, and in that network, I can create my servers with my applications. So that is what again VPC concept, guys. Now we'll see how to create our VPCs. So guys, did you understand what is VPC, what is subnet, what is gateway now? What is VPC? VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud, guys. Okay, so to isolate the services. So basically, every service, every EC2 instance need one private IP address. So they designed like that, guys. Okay, AWS guys, they designed like that. Every EC2 instance has one public and one private. Public means to connect from outside networks. If you have public IP address, then only you can connect to that server, guys. Okay, so private IP address for the internal communication from one server to another server. Maybe I want to copy one file from here to here. Actually, for that purpose, you need a communication. You need a route from here to here. If they're in a single network, then only the communication will happen. You can copy the file from here to here. Otherwise, let's assume that this is one network, this is one network. Here I have one server, here I have server. So from here to here, I want to copy a file. By default, it is not possible, but there is workaround, that is secondary case. But by default, you cannot talk to this from this server to this server. Okay, so that is what the network concept. Now, guys, always remember the private ranges will be only three ranges: 10 series, 172 series, and 172 series, guys. Always your private ranges. Maybe your router providing IP addresses to your laptop, right? Let's see what is the private IP addresses for my laptop. IP config. This is my range, guys. This is my public private IP address, which is provided by your Wi-Fi. So see which range it is, 192. Even in your office also, guys, always it will be something 110 series or 182 series or 172 private series always. Even if I want to create any network in AWS, there also I have to use only these three ranges, guys. 10 series, 192 series, 172 series. Okay, so let's assume that I do have two networks, maybe two accounts, two different AWS accounts. For development server, one account; for QA server, one account. No problem. In development account also, I can have I'm not talking about the user, guys. I'm talking about the complete account. Okay, maybe two organization. You are from one organization, I am from one organization. Definitely, I would have one account, you would have your account. So no problem. There also you can use 10 series. In my organization, also I can use 10 series because these are private ranges. Like, you cannot communicate with these private ranges, guys. Always you need a so you can try that once. Maybe from putty session, try to connect that private IP address for this EC2. You cannot, because private is only for internal communication, guys, from one server to another server, which are in the same network. You cannot use it for outside purpose. Okay, so now let's jump on to Malati screen. Malati, please go ahead. So guys, did you understand what is the network concept now? Any doubts?
Yes, Samar.
Okay, so just a minute. Pawan is asking my documentation. And guys, actually, again, chatting, please don't chat. I mean to say, like, until unless you have some problem with speaker, because I may not see the chat box, guys, every time. You may miss again something. Okay, so don't, please try to speak out always. So I'm providing that my Google Drive link, guys, one more time. Just a minute. Yes, Pawan, I provided to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now let's see how to create network. So can you go to your services VPC concept? So guys, creating, already you have one VPC. Okay, you no need to create one more VPC. But why we need a multiple networks in a single account means sometimes some applications they will ask you, like, I don't need in the same network. I want to create all my servers in separate network. So that point of time, just click on that VPCs. So see, already one VPC is there. Okay, what is the range? Can you expand it? You can see below also. Yeah, 172 range. See, as I told you, always your ranges will be, your private ranges will be 10 series, 172 series, 192 series. So here, do you know that, guys, what is that /16?
We can use 0 to 16.
Not like that. So it's a
I mean,
wrong
like the
Number of ports.
No. Again, so guys, it's a common thing. So everyone will think like that only. 0/16 means it's not like 0 to 16 IP addresses. So that is what subnet algorithm, guys. Can you just browse, open a new browser, type subnet mask /16. Subnet mask /16. Let's see what is /16. Just give some space after that subnet mask. You can call it as a CIDR range also. No, subnet mask space /16, something like that. Maybe go with that first one. I think it's a correct one. Come down. Come down. Come down. Yeah. See, /16 means /16. Yeah, 65,534 IP addresses. You will get, guys, not 0 to 16. That means. So it is what subnet algorithm, guys. Okay, every network has one range. /16 range is nothing but you will get 65,534 IP addresses in that range. Go back to that AWS console. See here, 172.31.00 by /16 is nothing but in this range you will get 65,000 IP addresses. Okay, so that is what that meaning, not 0 to 16. Now let's create a VPC. You can understand. Create VPC, just give some development VPC, something like that. Yeah. So we'll take one range, guys. As I told you, always your VPCs will be either 10 series, 172 series, 192 series. Okay. So only three ranges you have to go with always. So yeah, 10 series, anything I can go with that. So the best practice is 10 again 0 0 because you don't have other types, right? So 10 0 0. Just to make it understand, whatever you given that is also correct only. /16 means in this series, okay, 65,000 IPs I can get. Now create it. Fine, no issues. Create it. Close it. So the main network range you defined. Now what I have to do to reproduce the IPs? What I need?
We need subnet.
Yes. So go to subnets now, left hand side. So I cannot use directly that main network. So why VPC is required? To isolate your servers. To get more, again, for private IP addresses to your servers, you need VPC. Okay, you defined one range now. Now to reproduce the IPs from that, see guys, how many subnets I do have in the first VPC? So how can I say that all belongs to the same VPC? You can see the VPC ID. And also the range also. It starts with always 172. So the main VPC range is 170 to 31. The first two should be matched, guys, always with subnet. See, all are with 170 to 31 only. The first two matching. Okay, now create subnet. Again, maybe subnet 1. Okay, subnet underscore dev 1. Now select that VPC dev. So here, that one is not required, not mandatory. So as I told you, if you want to create your subnet, so the first two should be same. First two fields. Okay. Next, third one can be anything, your wish. Same also fine. Okay, for the so 0.0/24. It should not be the again. It should be less than. So four full should be there. Yeah. So guys, it should be more again. The subnet mask. So always the subnet mask should be again greater than your subnet mask. I mean your VPC mask. Your VPC subnet is 16, right? It should be 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, something like that, based on your requirement. /24 means how many IPs I will get in the subnet? Go to your subnet mask again. 254 IPs I will get. Maybe your servers, hardly you have around like 100 servers, assume that. Okay, so in that case I will go with /24. Assume that my servers I'm going to build around 1,000 servers. 1,000 servers I want to build. So which subnet mask I have to go with? But always best practice is go with little extra only. If I need 1,000, so don't go with exact 1,000 servers, because in maybe later point of time you may have to increase your number of servers. Go with 2,000 because the next one is 2,000 only here after 1,000. Go with /21 if you want to build 1,000 servers. Okay, so as of now we have taken /24 example only. Based on this range only you will be charged, guys. Yeah, create it. So, but here, what is the main range? 65,000. Now, how many I used already? 254. Still, I can create number of guys. Create one more subnet. It's up to you. Just based on your requirement, guys. Assume that I want to recreate some other servers now. Subnet 2. Same VPC. Because still I do have enough IP. Overall 65,000 my main range is. First two always same. No. Again, remember this. Already for the first subnet, you given 0.0, right? Yeah, third bit should be different always. For no, second bit, first two always same, guys. Always similar to your main VPC. But third bit should be different to the first subnet. First subnet already you use 0. You cannot use the same 0.0 again. Now 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, like that you have to give for each subnet. Yeah, you can give /24. Again in this range also, yeah, create it now. So what else I need, guys, for my VPC, for my network? What else I need? So I created a VPC.
We need gateway.
Gateway.
Exactly.
Gateway.
Gateway I need. Why gateway is required?
Not
Why gateway
To
is
connect to
required?
the server.
Yes, to connect to our servers from outside. Good. But create internet gateway. Already one gateway is there that is attached to. First change the view. So actually this view is not good. So left hand side you can see new VPC. Yeah. They're asking some feedback. That's fine. Just select yes or no and submit feedback. Close. Yeah. So guys, already see one gateway is there that is attached to the first VPC. One VPC should have definitely one gateway at least. Only one you can attach. Yeah. Create gateway. It's kind of your router, guys. Yeah. So it's in detached mode now. So please attach it to your VPC. Go to action. Yeah. Attach to your VPC. Select your VPC and attach. Yeah. Now for your route table also will be there. So what is route table? I'll show you. Can you go to your putty session? Maybe the command line once, not putty, in your laptop. CMD prompt. Guys, what is route table? I'm going to show you now. So leave it. If config is not required, just clear the screen. So trace RT. Trace RT. Maybe trace RT. Trace RT. Space google.com. Space google.com or facebook.com. Yeah, so guys, this is called as route table. Route table is nothing but route map to that network. Every network need one route table compulsory. Even my network also will have one route table by default. So now you created one network in AWS. That network also has route table now. The route table is nothing but route table, how to reach out that network. So this many networks it is passing through, guys. So just check for facebook.com also. See guys, so this is what your facebook.com route table. So even for my VPC also route table got created already. So it's a roadmap, guys, how to reach out. Maybe if I ask you, assume that I'm in Hyderabad now, how to reach out to Bangalore. There should be some roadmap, right? That is what. So again, how to reach out that network. That is what roadmap. Now go to, let me show you that route table. Go to subnets. So guys, by default, one network, maybe one VPC has 10 subnets. For all 10 subnets, same route table only by default. Select the first subnet. No, you selected VPC ID actually. Okay, that's fine. Here also you can see that. See guys, for this VPC, this is route table ID. You have two subnets. For both the subnets, you get the same route table, guys. Because your VPC belongs to one network, not for subnet. So click on that subnet route table. We have to attach our gateway to this route table. So already you attached to VPC, that gateway. Again, you have to attach it to this route table also, the same gateway. Yeah, go to routes, maybe actions also. Anyway, it's fine. Edit routes. So add route, some all zeros. You are saying all zeros, all zeros, 0.0. So guys, this means all networks. Select the below option. You got one option, right? Yes, select it. This means guys, all networks from any network. So someone connect, so trying to access this network. So please enter into this gateway. That is what I'm saying now. Select internet gateway. Select the gateway. Now save routes. So guys, that's it. Your network is ready. Now let's see how to create. So you created one VPC, subnet, route table already you got it by default. Internet gateway you created, you attach to your VPC and internally to your route table. Okay. Now go to services. Let's see how to create our servers in this new network. So go to EC2 dashboard. Running instance. Create new EC2 instance. Yeah, launch instance. Launch instance. So select one server example only, right? Go with that, no problem. Next, click on next. No, not review and launch. Next button. Maybe from above you have the option already. Configure instance. Third option. Here itself you have the option. Third option. Above. Below to that, yes, third option. Directly you can go there. So select here network settings. So which network you want to create your servers? So which subnet you want to create? One more setting I have to do that, guys. So go to your subnets again, your VPC. So otherwise you won't get the public IP address. So there is open new browser always. Otherwise, go to subnets. For both the subnets, you have to do some setting actually.
Okay. Subnets.
VPC. First go to VPC. Under that you can see your subnets. So go to subnets. Select one by one. Select one in subnet first. Actions. No, one at a time. To modify auto assign IP address. Auto assign. So this, then only you will get a public IP address, guys. Select the first one. Save it. For the second one also do the same stuff. One more subnet also. Save it. So why I am say I'm just assigning this one main. Then only whenever you create one IP one server, you'll get a public IP address to those servers. Yeah. Now go ahead and create your EC2 instances. Go to configure settings. Now that's fine. By default, use subnet settings. Okay, now save it. Review and launch. Launch it. Select your key. So now go to EC2 dashboard. So running instance. Select that new EC2 instance. How can I know that this is from that network? Select it. You can see the private IP address. Select it. Just click on it, no problem. Yeah, come down below. You can see the range, the private IP range. See guys, 10 series only. Just select the other EC2 instance. You selected both actually. Fine. Yeah, you unselected. Fine, correct one. See, it is showing private IP address 172 series. Right? That is one more VPC. Both are in different networks, guys. Now you cannot talk to each other from one server to another server now. Okay, so this is what a network concept, guys. Network concept. How to reach out to, how to create a network, how to create a VPC. So why VPC is required? VPC is for to isolate your services, guys, from one server to one more server. Maybe sometimes you want to maintain your development servers, QA servers, production servers in the same account. That time you'll create your dev servers in one network. For security purpose, guys, why should I have multiple networks for the same project? For security purpose, maybe for more security. So that one server, one application cannot talk to other applications. Maybe one environment cannot talk to one more environment. Okay, so this is what network concept, guys. So guys, any doubts? Are you clear about this network concept? How exactly it is working and all? Did you understand?
Yes,
Guys,
yes.
Yeah. Yes.
any issues, any doubts? Okay, so in tomorrow class again one more time I'll give you the overview and we'll proceed further, guys. Okay, now? Yeah. Okay then, guys. So I get the update on that maybe grouping concept. Maybe here itself you can we'll discuss in tomorrow class how the groups like maybe 2 or 3 people one group, something like that. Okay, guys.
Sir, I didn't have documentation again, sir. Can you please
Yeah,
check?
I already provided in chat box. You can check it in chat box. Here in GoToMeeting. If in GoToMeeting application, if you open it, you can see the chat box. I meant to say that chatting option will be there.
Yes,
There I
sir.
already
Yeah.
yeah, I provided. I provided to everybody. Okay,
I
maybe.
don't. So I can't find this.
Just a minute. Yeah, thanks, Malati. Malati ping. See, so again, Malati also ping to. Oh, sorry, that not
Okay,
that
sir.
one.
I got.
Sorry, not that one. That is just again one more. this one. I just pinned it. This
Okay, sir.
drive
Thank
dot
you, sir. I
Google
got
dot com, something like that. Okay.
it. Okay, sir. I got
Okay,
it.
guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.